Hey everybody, Chad Taylor here. Tonight we got our guest, Joe Garcia. Joe is putting on the Question Everything Conference 2019, QE2019.com in Southern California, starting this coming Friday. Oh, I got to mute my phone. I'm on a loop here. So Friday and Saturdays, Question Everything 2019 is finally here, Joe.
It's finally here, Chad. And yeah, it's been a long time coming and really excited. There's just so many moving pieces as you can imagine. But the best part of it is that you guys are coming into town and we'll get to meet for the first time. A lot of the people I've never met, just talked over the phone or through hangouts and such. So yeah, it's going to be a great event. We've got a lot of great speakers coming in. Some people you've heard of, some you haven't, and I'm excited for all you guys to meet. And man, it's coming together here in just a few short hours, really. I mean, just a couple of days.
Down to the wire. Yeah, I'm looking
Down the
forward
wire.
to it. It's been cold and rainy, and we just got done having the most snow I've ever seen in Seattle. And
Wow.
it's been crazy, crazy nasty weather. So I'm looking forward to being in California this time of year. It's going to be awesome. And so what? About 9 months ago or something like that, you invited me, or you called me up talking about this conference that you were thinking of doing, and I thought it sounded fantastic. And so it's so cool to see the fruition of all of your hard work and lining everything out, because I'm sure it was not easy. And so for those of you guys that aren't new, so Joe is putting on this conference with lots of very, very, very big subjects that need to be talked about. And so I'm there talking about, how the Bible describes Earth and just Earth in general. So the flat Earth subject is one of the subjects talked about. But what other subjects are going to be talked about there, Joe?
Let's see. We're going to start the conference off by talking about the Bible. And, is it believable? Is it just a bunch of fairy tales written by man, that kind of thing? And we're going to talk about scientism. So Robbie Davidson is going to be talking about scientism. And for some of us, for some people out there, they don't know the term scientism at all. So he's going to be talking about that. What is scientism? Are we really being even taught science anymore? And so we'll be talking about that. Um, NASA. Jared Cressman's going to be doing a great talk on who is NASA really, like who are they, how they get started, and the history of NASA. It's such a fascinating topic that a lot of people do not know. I talk to people all the time, like, hey, do you know how NASA got started? And they just have no idea who these people are. They may know the name Werner von Braun or something like that, but they don't know Operation Paperclip. They don't know any of those things. And so that's very, very important that we get this information out to people. Other topics like CBD. What is CBD? We hear so many people don't understand what CBD is, and they think that it's getting high and pot and all that stuff. And it's a very important topic to know that in today's state of the big pharma push and vaccines and such, that there are natural products out there that are great for your health. And so Al Morenton's going to be talking about that. Um, yeah, we got the biblical cosmology, and Mark Sargent's going to be talking about flat Earth and spiritual warfare. We're going to talk about the topic of homosexuality. Where does it come from? What's it all about? It seems to be in every show that we watch now, from the shows that are geared for like 13-year-old kids now. They've got characters in there. So what's that all about? And so Emily Pittsford is going to be talking about that subject, and I'm really looking forward to that subject. Paul on the plane is going to be here, and Scott Henderson's going to be joining us via Skype, and they've got some great new material about the Apollo moon landing, stuff that's just going to blow your mind. That in this day and age, when we can see these pictures with the software that we have nowadays, I guarantee they had no idea that 50 years later, it's the anniversary, 50 years. It's what's so awesome about this year too. It's 50 years of the big moon hoax, and we're gonna pull the covers on that thing and just blow the lid off some of that. So those are some of the topics that we're going to be talking about. 9/11, boy, that's a big one, especially with some of the news coming out there lately about the grand jury for 9/11. And we're going to look at World Trade Center 7. Dan Noel's excellent at this. He's been involved with the engineers and architects for 9/11 Truth, and he's got a great just on the edge of your seat talk, ready to go. So, show up, have your pen and paper ready going, just take your notes because we're going to be learning a lot of stuff from all these speakers this weekend.
Wow. I'm sure there has never been a conference that has touched all these subjects before. I why would there be? It's just so awesome to have all this covered in one place, and all these speakers that are coming in from all over the country and maybe out of country. Actually, Robbie's a foreigner from Canada,
And
right?
now Matt Long too.
And oh yeah, yeah, formerly Texas, if I remember right.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, why don't I pull up the website here so people can check this out real quick because I know you updated some things.
Yep.
So QE2019.com. And this is let me go to the homepage here. So here's the homepage. And yeah, scrolling down, you can check this out. And the conference hotel is the Embassy Suites, 900 East Birch Street in Brea, California. And then the address for where the event is going to be at is actually the Yorba Linda Community Center, 4501 Casa Loma Avenue, Yorba Linda, California, 92886. And you can find all this other information, all the speakers, any info on here at QE2019.com. And under speakers, here's the updated session list. You can see Friday, the 22nd, February 22nd, 2019, 3 till 10 p.m. And Saturday, February 23rd, 2019, 9 a.m. to 10 p.m. So jam-packed full of speakers. It's going to be fantastic. I've listened to probably a third or so of these people live, and yeah, I can't imagine what the whole shebang is going to be like, because those third that I've heard before, just phenomenal. It's going to be so great.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to being an attendee myself. I mean, all you guys, all the work that you guys have been doing, it's just an honor to have you guys coming into town and pouring into Southern California. This is an area that is in desperate need to be woken up, to say the least, man. There's a lot of just I mean, it's the nature of the area. People are so distracted by everything else, and the people that I've been able to have the blessing of being able to watch them awaken to these things, it's pretty cool. It is pretty cool to see people starting to use the language and do the research and just starting to question everything in a positive way, not in a disrespectful way that you're being defiant, but just in a way where we become more aware of what's going on in the world, so we make better decisions. We treat each other differently when we know the truth about these things.
Mm-hmm. Well, just the question. I could not think of a better name for a conference than the Question Everything Conference. I mean, very, very fitting. And you're right. That's what we need to be doing. And especially, like you said, when you can question, you see how everything really is, and it really changes how you treat others when you realize that, hey, I've been lied to so much, and so is that guy, and so is that guy, and so is that guy, and
Yep.
we're all together in this.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You do start looking at everybody a little bit differently, and a little bit more compassion starts to come out. And that's been something that has been interesting too, as you realize, wait a minute, that person just doesn't know yet. And I was that guy not that long ago. That's what's trippy about this whole thing, is it wasn't that long ago where I was buying into all this stuff. We took a trip to Florida and went to the Kennedy Space Center and was just taking it all in. I wanted to buy all this NASA stuff, and I just wanted to believe so badly in the fairy tale. I mean, we all do, right? We grow. I know how we know that the women are brought up in the Disney world, where the princesses and all that other stuff. But there's a part of that too, where us guys are brought up in the world too, where it's this fantasy thing. We're going to be an astronaut, man. That is, what's more noble than that?
Yeah.
So, yeah, when you have that balloon burst, it hurts a little bit, and then you wake up and um, yeah, you start looking at people a little differently and start having a lot more compassion. So.
Yeah, absolutely. I compare it to Santa Claus. I compare it to when you're a kid and when you hear that Santa Claus isn't real, and that journey of from hearing that Santa Claus might not be real, how crazy that sounds, to Santa Claus isn't real.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Right.
But
Yeah.
then at the same time, all your friends still believe in Santa Claus. So anyway,
Right. And you look at them like,
yep, that's what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking
yeah.
about all these subjects. And
Yeah.
I know for me, because this will be my third conference, and being around people that all like they think outside the box typically, and they're used to being the weird one amongst their friends, or why would you believe that, or why would you believe, but then when you get to be in a group of people that all question things, it feels like home. It feels like, camaraderie. And so I've really come to notice these events, just that camaraderie amongst each other. And just like, well, it's nice to be around like-minded people that question these kinds of things. Maybe what I found is a lot of them haven't made their conclusions to anything, but it's refreshing to be around like-minded people that just want to know the truth.
Right. And it is very much, that kind of that feeling, like coming home feeling, when you're around people, like you can relax a little bit. You're not ready to, okay, I have to go to battle and try and defend what it is that I know now, because it's not a belief anymore. It's more or less, we know these things. And a lot of people are going to be flying in from wherever they're coming from, and they're going to look out that window, and I can't remember if I was one that believed I saw curvature from an airplane, but I do believe there's mass hallucinations that happen where we're convinced we see these things, and now you look out the window like there's no way I could have ever saw curvature.
Yep.
Um, but it's just there's a lot of different phases of the waking up part, and that's really how this whole weekend's going to go with the Question Everything conference. Is these topics they're gonna be like bowling pins that are gonna be knocked down, for people that are there going, because there's gonna be some people there that don't believe any of the stuff we're gonna be talking about, but they're showing up, and they're gonna get an opportunity to learn, and that's gonna really mirror the journey I went on. All these speakers, the speakers that are there have had a part in my awakening. So that's going to be kind of me sharing that with everybody that's there, that process that I went through. And for those that have already been woken up, it's going to be kind of it's going to mirror that for them as well. So there's going to be something for everybody this weekend, and I'm just really excited to be involved in it and get it started.
Awesome. Well, thank you again so much for all of your hard work. I'm sure this was very difficult to line all this out and to put all this up. And, it's like the light at the end of the tunnel, and it's going to be fantastic. And so, is there anything that I missed that you'd like to share, Joe?
We still have tickets for the VIP lunch, which we get to hang out with you guys and spend some time, eat some really good food. We have Stone Fire Grill. I don't know if you've heard of that place yet, but it's a barbecue place. And so we're gonna, have, of course, the meat, and then we're gonna have vegetarian options for people as well. But it's gonna be a great place for us. We're off the main ballroom there, and we're just gonna hang out. We're gonna be talking. Nathan Thompson's gonna be the host of that, so he's going to kind of be moving things along, engaging everybody. I think he's going to tell a little bit of his story as well, and so that's kind of a cool thing that I'm looking forward to, as being an attendee myself. And then we're going to kick this thing off, and it's going to be pretty jam packed worth of stuff. So the other thing too that I want to share is, if for some of the people that aren't able to make it, I know people have been asking about live streaming. We're not live streaming, but we are going to be recording the event, and we're going to be making it available for digital download in a couple weeks at the most, after the event is over. So we'll be releasing probably little snippets here and there, kind of highlights to kind of get you guys to see what you missed by not being there. And we're hoping to have some behind the scenes things and maybe some additional footage that you wouldn't have caught if you were there live. So we're going to make that available in a couple of weeks. So stay tuned on QE2019.com for that. More information to come on that.
Awesome. So, so there you have that. That's awesome to have that internet capability of seeing this in the future. But I know from experience, being someplace in person it's a whole nother level, especially getting to meet everybody and I've met countless people at these conferences that I still talk to this day, and just that networking and everything else that goes along with it. And so there's a lot of great people you meet along the way while you're there. And so just at a few days away. What, 3 days now? And especially if anybody's local in the area, you're lucky. We're having to travel a long ways away to get there. So,
Yep, come on out. We're just right down any one of the freeways. We're right there.
I've talked to quite a few people this last week that were coming from like across the country to be there. So
Yeah, Canada and the East Coast, Arkansas, people are coming from too. So all over the place. So if you're local, there's no excuse why you're not here.
yeah, it's going to be awesome. It's because you don't know about it yet, but that's what
Yep.
this is for. Now you know.
Yep. Thanks, Chad.
All right. All right, Joe. Well, thank you for coming on. I look forward to seeing you this week at QE 2019. It's going to be fantastic.
Looking forward to it, Chad. Thanks a lot.
Thanks, Joe.